Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga, Yin Asana practice. I am Grace. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are going to have a beautiful Yin practice. It's more restorative. We're going to move a little slower, a little spontaneously from time to time, and we're going to hold the postures. And we also engage the bandhas while we bring the prana and the life force and the breath into the body. And the bandhas, if you're not familiar, the Mula Bandha is your kegels or your perineum area, and you're going to engage those kegels. The Uddiyana Bandha, you bring the belly in and up. Jarandala Bandha, you're going to bring the chin in, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And these bandhas seal the energy into the body. They're energy locks. So as we move in our body and we breathe in our body, and we bring the attention and the awareness into our body, we are increasing the prana and the life force within us, which is very powerful and very beneficial for the body and health and vitality. And then by holding these bandhas, we're also activating the Sushumna Nadi, which goes straight up. It's the great river. It comes up the back of the spine. And when that is healthy and vibrant, our bodies are healthy and vibrant. I'm so glad you're here. We are going to close our eyes, bringing the awareness into the inner being, into the energetic sensation within our body. The closest to the eternal self. We're bringing ourselves closer, that infinite self. Inside the body. And take a moment to bring yourself to breath awareness, simply noticing your breath. No need to change it or make it faster or slower. Find your own rhythm. However, I invite you to breathe into your belly, into the lower abdomen throughout the entire practice. And the reason we breathe into the lower abdomen is it triggers the relaxation response in our brain when we're breathing into our belly. When we're breathing up in our chest, it triggers the fight or flight. And the brain releases, and the glands start to release cortisone and adrenaline, which are stress hormones, and those hormones can create illness. And so if we bring our breath into the belly, the lower abdomen, the parasympathetic nervous system starts to secrete wonderful hormones, health-building hormones like serotonin that make you feel good. So breathing into the belly can relax the body and bring it into a better state of balance and peace and relaxation, where it can rejuvenate and it can be healthy. Breathing into the belly and just resting in this breath for a few moments and allowing your body to enter into relaxation. Telling your body it can relax simply by breathing into that lower abdomen. And you get a physiological response. Bringing all your awareness to the breath. And if your mind wanders, just label it thinking, no matter what it's saying or thinking or talking about, and then come back immediately into the body and the breath. Mindfulness. Noticing where you are in space and time, the room you're in, feeling your legs on the earth, to the floor, or maybe you're directly on the earth. spine is elongated, allowing that natural curve. Shoulders are down and back. And continuing to breathe, just breathing in the body, in stillness for a few moments. Silence. And take a moment now to scan the body. You can go from the feet up or from the crown down, or you can start in the middle and expand out. Note how, or any other different way you want to just scan the body. Just intuitively follow where you're directed with your attention. Just noticing the inner aliveness, the environment, the emotional state. Avoid the temptation to label your emotions. Simply feel into the felt sense. Kaleidoscope, indescribable complexity of emotion. Don't label it or title it. Feel it. Allow it to come. Don't push it away. Lean into it. Feel it fully. And have no expectation. Accept whatever's going on inside of you. Don't make it right or wrong. No interpretation, no evaluation, no judgment. Just noticing. What does it feel like to be you in this now moment? And love and appreciate that you, exactly as you are now. Sure, you might have some things you're worried about or some problems, some concerns. You may not be perfect yet. Neither am I. We can love ourselves exactly as we are now. We're in process, but we'll always be in process. We always want to expand and grow. Figure out on an experiential level what it's like for the extension of pure creation, pure light, pure love, God, energy, source, creator. Be an extension of that. Experiencing a physical body. And how can we experience that in the most conscious way? Keeping the breath flowing. And we're going to begin to move the body. Oh, first we set an intention for the practice. Or it can be for this teacher training. It can be for the year. It could be for a lifetime, whatever it is. Set an intention for yourself that inspires you, stating it in the positive and the present tense. And keeping the breath flowing, Bringing the hands to the knees. And we're going to simply make some circles with the pelvis. Just moving around in the whole torso of your body. Circling around those hips, pelvis. Moving around over the thighs. And taking your time and finding like some spots that might feel good. Where you might want to just hang out and massage for a moment or two. I have way too many of those little spots. We're works in progress. Doing the best we can. Keeping the breath flowing. You want to begin to bring yourself mindful of the bandhas. You'll engage that Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and Jarandala Bandha. And continuing to circle around. In whatever direction you are going, let's switch directions and go the other way. Noticing all those beautiful sensations deeply rooted in your body. Enjoying being in your body and moving in your body. This is playtime for you. This is yin yoga. We're just having fun and exploring. And now just beginning to move spontaneously. Move in a way that feels good for this moment. Or maybe it feels better to just be still for a moment. You want to bring your arms back behind you. Make some movements here. Those hips. And then let's lift those hips up and that pelvis up. And hold that for a breath. And release down. Get rid of my pillow now. And we're going to do that one more time. Inhaling as you lift those hips up. Feels so good. Fully present to the body and sensation. And releasing down. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. And let's do a little twist. So we're going to bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand back behind us. Let's inhale as we elongate up. Exhale, turn the head to look over that shoulder. Beautiful job. That left shoulder inhaling up. Exhaling, twisting a little deeper if you can. A couple more breaths here. Mindful of all the sensation in the body. What does this twist feel like in the body? Feel the spinal column, your waist, releasing. Beautiful job. Release it a little and we'll go to the other side. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, elongating the spine. Exhale, twisting back. Inhale, elongating. Exhale, twisting. Beautiful job. And continue on your own for a couple breaths. All the awareness inside the body. And releasing. Beautiful job. Very good. Let's go into a few cat-cows. That spine. Cow, you bring the head back a little, tailbone sticks out, back arches. Cat, we're going to begin to bring the head in, tuck the tailbone in, and the back is going to round. Exhaling into cat and inhaling into cow. Diving into sensation, basking in that inner nectar, enjoying being in your body. And begin now with your cat-cow to make some spontaneous movements, whatever feels good for you. You may want to be holding one posture more than another. I like to kind of lean back on my cat. Just feels good. Finding what feels good. Continuing with a couple more spontaneous cat-cows. Just playing with it. Feeling that spine, fully aware of the movement. Beautiful job. And we're going to be focusing on inversions in this class. So I'd like to begin with a short sun salutation. Then we'll move into some other inversions on the floor. And so we're going to come to a standing position at the front of the mat. Feet are hip width apart. And you can check that by putting your fist between your feet. And we're going to go into our mountain posture. So the important part of this, it's still a little chilly. I'm going to keep this on. It's an autumn evening. It's a little chilly in this room. The heat's on, it'll warm up. And feeling those feet in the mat. We're going to go through our loops just to find that perfect alignment for our body. So gravity won't ever pull our bodies down as we move through this journey of life in years. So we're going to lift the toes and relax them down and feel a lift of the arch of both arches on both feet. And engaging the calves. So the line of energy is coming up the calves and down the front of the shins. And we're going to lift the knees. This loop begins below the knee. Coming up, we're going to lift the knee. We're going to engage these quadriceps. And it's going down the hamstring. We're going to pelvic loop. We're going to tuck the tailbone under. Kidney loop. We're going to lift the ribs. Shoulder loop. Shoulders go back and down. Chin is parallel to the floor. And the head, skull loop, reaching up towards the heavens. So feeling these beautiful loops, this beautiful alignment. I have to remind myself to get back in all the time. And as we hold this beautiful mountain posture, we're going to go into extended mountain, inhaling those arms all the way up into a beautiful mountain. You can touch the tips of the fingers if you like. You can hold the arms straight up if you like. And facing forward, and we're going to take a couple breaths here. Reaching up in your next inhale, and on your exhale, we're going to hinge down. We're going to stick the tailbone out, and we're going to hinge all the way down into a beautiful forward fold. And here we are in a nice inversion. Take my jacket off now. We're in a beautiful inversion. Forward fold. So we're going to take a moment here in this inversion and maybe start to move a little bit and move the back, lower back, feel some sensation. You can grab your elbows to create even more sensation. Nice to kind of shake the head a little bit, relax the neck. Let the body relax and breathe. Focus is on the breath, sensation in the body. Beautiful job. We're going to bring the hands down to the mat. We're going to take the right leg back behind us and we're going to drop that knee. And we're going to move into some lunge rocks here. So you can lunge forward, opening up those hip flexors, and then you can lunge back, feeling a nice opening and stretch on the hamstrings and the calf, and you can flex and extend that front foot for more sensation. Keeping all your awareness on the body and sensation. Go slow enough so that you can notice and be fully present. And if the mind goes into thinking, just label it thinking and come back to presence, mindfulness, being, basking, felt sense, the breath, the body. Keeping the breath flowing and beginning to move spontaneously. You'd like to hold posture a little longer. If you hit a nice spot of sensation, you can stay there for a little bit and just playing with it, enjoying it. Keeping the breath flowing. Doing what feels good in your body. Getting more and more connected to your body. More embodied. More present. More aware. Even be aware of your lips, your nose, your ears. Feeling your hands on the mat. Stretch your legs. And coming to center. Beautiful job. Let's take that front foot back. And we always have to do a little cat-cow. So let's move into some cat-cow. Flexion and extension is so good for our spine. So inhaling into your cow. Exhaling into cat. Tucking that tailbone under and rounding the back like a Halloween cat. And continuing with your cat-cow for a few breaths while you bask in sensation. And beginning now, if you'd like to add any spontaneous movements to this, or you may want to move the hips and pelvis a little. You may want to, I like to sometimes wag my tail when I'm in cow. Just enjoying the sensation, keeping the breath flowing. A few more breaths. Continuing your spontaneous movement. Turn this off. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. All right, so we're still in our sun salutation, believe it or not. We're going to tuck the toes under, push into the hands, lift the knees into our downward facing dog. We're doing Swami Namaskar C, and I'm just doing it with some variations in it as well. So let's do a little walking the dog while we're in this beautiful inversion called down dog. And breathe. Notice sensation. Blood and oxygen coming into the head, nourishing the brain, nutrients. Beautiful job. Just staying still in your down dog for a couple breaths. Beautiful job. We're going to hinge into a plank position. And we are going to slowly lower down. And you can come all the way down with your thighs resting on the floor and go into your cobra, or you can come all the way into up dog with the thighs off the mat. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Notice sensation. Beautiful. On your next exhale, we're going to push back up into down dog. Beautiful job. Resting here in down dog. Engaging those bandhas. And breathe, noticing sensation. You become distracted by a thought, just label it thinking and come back. The body, the breath, and sensation. Pure mindfulness. Beautiful job. We're going to hinge forward a little, and we are going to walk that right foot up between the hands. Drop the back knee down, and we're going to move into our Lunge Rocks. Lunging forward, opening up hips, pelvis, and lunging back, straightening that front leg. That front foot can flex and extend. Breathing and flowing back at your own pace with Lunge Rocks. Use your Jaya breath at any time. Help you keep focused. And beginning to move spontaneously. Moving in your lunge, maybe making some little subtle movements, variations, holding out longer somewhere, keeping the breath flowing. And coming back to center position, we're going to curl those back toes under, lift that back leg, and walk, step, or jump that back leg to the front. And hinging forward. You can use a block if you like. I don't use blocks or props myself, but there are people that it is very beneficial, especially in the beginning. And let's release and relax that head. Just shake it out a little bit in this next inversion. Again, deep. The breath flowing. You may want to grab the elbows and do a little swing, side to side. And coming back to center, let's come up halfway and let's elongate that spine. And then let's drop back down into our forward fold. And this time let's bring the hands behind the calves and let's pull the body in towards the legs and breathe. Ujjayi breath if you can. Engage the bandhas. And let's come up halfway again, elongate that spine. And we're going to complete this sun salutation by hinging up. Giant angel wings to the side. Excuse me. We're going to go into a little back bend here. And back to center. And let's do a little half moon. Going over to one side. And then coming over to the other side. Beautiful. Coming back to center, bringing the arms and hands down. Nice wide stance. And we're going to go into our, 5-pointed star. Feet are grounded into the mat. Arms are out. The energy is coming from the solar plexus, going down both legs and feet, up the core, out both arms and fingertips, and straight out through the crown. 5 lines of energy, 5-pointed star. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Deep inhale, and on your exhale, bring the heels in, bend the knees over the feet, bring the arms into our goddess posture, find your squat, feels good for you, and let's engage those bandhas and breathe, sending the energy from your heart out your hands. I'm sending it to you. Breathing in the belly, Ujjayi. Send that love. One more breath. Beautiful job. We're going to come up, put the hands on the waist. We're going to go into a wide leg forward fold. So sticking the tailbone out and hinging forward. Beautiful job. And just rest in this nice forward fold. If you need a block, you can bring a block too. That's more comfortable for you. You can bend the knees. You need to bend the knees a little bit to get down. You can bend them. That's okay. Noticing sensation. Focusing on the breath. Aware of the body. Witnessing. From a higher awareness. And let's move back and forth. You can make some spontaneous movements in your forward fold. Another inversion. Shake out the head a little bit. Lay in a wide leg forward fold for a little bit. Doing what feels good. And when you're ready, come to neutral position. Bringing the hands to the waist, lifting the head first. Bring all the way up to a standing position. Beautiful. And let's bring those feet together, hip width apart. And let's stand in mountain for just a moment here. Feeling those loops. The pelvis to neutral, shoulders down and back. Feeling a lift of the knees. Engaging the bandhas. Just breathe. Noticing your body. Noticing sensation inside your body. Keeping the breath flowing. Bandhas engaged. Beautiful job. We're going to go into, let's go into chair for a moment, and then we're going to go into standing yoga mudra, another inversion. But for some variety, let's go into chair. So we're going to bend the knees, we're going to scoot the buttocks back like you're sitting on a chair, and then we're going to bring the arms up. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. One more breath. And releasing back up. Beautiful job. And we're going to take those hands and clasp them behind our back. This. We are going to hinge forward and down into a nice little forward fold. Whoop, with our hands clasped behind us. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Bask in sensation. And releasing the hands, bringing the hands down to the mat, coming onto our knees, and let's go into a child's pose. Opening those knees up a little bit. This is another inversion. Just going to rest the head onto the mat, arms to the side, and rest in your child's pose. Breathe. And gently and kindly coming up. Beautiful job. Let's bring those feet. I'm going to do one more thing, a little inversion. So let's come up onto a nice little hero's pose. And let's clasp those hands behind us. And we're going to go into a seated yoga mudra. Head is lower than the heart. So we're honoring the heart. And breathe. Nice inversion. Bringing oxygen to the head, brain, scalp. We're doing some inversions with the legs. Giving those veins a break. Bringing some blood into the pelvic area. One more breath. And releasing back. Great job. Beautiful posture. Let's bring those feet out in front. And we're going to move into a forward fold here. I usually do the single, but we're going to do double, both legs. So just beginning to hinge forward with just the hips, keeping the spine erect. Find that spot where you're on your edge. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Notice sensation. Mindful of where your body is. See if you can hinge a little deeper. Now, after we leaned up against that edge. And now allow the spine to round and hinge forward. And wherever you are is okay. You can be way up here and that's all right. Some people who are very muscular can't fold forward as much, but they're lucky to have all that muscle. That's a good thing. So wherever you're at is perfect. It's not about twisting ourselves in a pretzel or competition. It's about honoring where our body's at, and every body is very different. If you can reach your feet, massage your feet. And if not, massage your knee or your thighs. And I invite you to massage these feet. With the knowing that they are sacred feet. These are sacred feet. Know that without a shadow of a doubt. Massage them as you would massage sacred feet. And also knowing what you like. Make yourself feel good. All right. Make sure to get both feet, both knees, whatever it is that you're massaging. Sending yourself love. Beautiful job. And then coming up. Beautiful. Let's scoot to the front of the mat. We're going to do a couple of spinal rocks. It's my favorite way to get down onto the mat because it gives the kidneys a little massage, all those spinal muscles, interspiny muscles going all the way down the spine, just massaging them. Very good for the vertebrae. And eventually coming down. And let's do a little two-legged table flow. We can go into a two-legged table. You could even go into a little mini bridge. We're not going to go into bridge. We're just going to do a few pulsing into two-legged table. Coming down one vertebrae at a time and then coming back up. Lifting those hips, that pelvis. Maybe a tiny bridge, coming down one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. Breathe and become mindful of all the sensations, physical, energetic in the body. And coming all the way down onto the mat. Let's go into a little hula here right now. Further release. Sacrum, lumbar, hips, pelvis, just swiveling those hips up and down. Watching the pelvis move and flow. Let's do a little cat-cow. Hip pointers. Beautiful. And we're going to lift those legs up. Just feeling that inversion for a few moments. Feeling the blood begin to naturally flow down towards the pelvis. All those valves are getting a little vacation. And then if you can, moving into shoulder stand, full shoulder stand. Feet above. Nice inversion. Let's take the left foot down to the ground, over to the side. Far to the side as you can. The right foot. Beautiful. Left foot far right down behind. Can touch the floor. And back up. And the left. And back up. Beautiful. And hinge both feet back into plow. And you may or may not touch the ground. Find where you can, your best. And breathe. And bringing the knees into the chest. Nice and slowly rolling down one vertebra at a time. Beautiful. Bringing those knees in and let's rock back and forth. We're going to add a little spinal twist, a little baby, and move into our Savasana. Let's go into our happy baby, just holding those feet and pressing those legs down towards the armpit. Breathe. Notice sensation. Rocking back and forth. Beautiful job. And releasing the feet, bringing them straight out. We move into a little spinal twist. Let's have the right leg straight out. The left knee is up, foot is on the mat. We're going to come up onto the right side just a little bit, like we're going to roll over to our side, but just an inch, just to keep that low back protected. And then take that left knee over, right hand on the left knee, coming all the way over. Left arm is out, straight 90 degrees. And rest into this nice deep twist. Keep the breath flowing. Ujjayi if you can. Beautiful job. Releasing the left knee. We're going to bring the left leg out straight. Right leg's going to come in. Come up, the knees up. Right foot's flat on the mat, coming up onto that left side just a little. Let's bring that right knee over. Left hand on the right knee, bringing it over. The left. Right arm is out 90 degrees. And breathe. Full awareness on sensation in the breath. And engage those bandhas. Nice, slow, deep breaths. And releasing the knee. And we're going to come, so we're flat on our back. We're going to move into our Savasana now. And do a couple little hulas. We're going to move into our chi exercise. If you want to get a blanket for yourself, you can do that. And with your legs straight out, we're going to begin with our chi. Taking those hips into hula and beginning to hula a little bit faster and a little faster till we find that right speed where we're on our edge, not forcing, but we're pushing ourselves a little bit. We're not the wet noodle, loosey-goosey rubber band. We're stretched out just a little bit, a little tension. Give it a little bit of effort, a little tapas. Build up some chi in the body. Keep the breath flowing. And begin to slow down and relax into the earth, the whole body, the mind, all aspects of your being. Relax in stillness. Thoughts come in, just label them thinking. Go back into the felt sense. Breath. And beginning to come back. If you'd like to stay in this meditation, perfectly okay. You need to come back, gently wiggling the fingers and the toes, coming back to this time and space, and gently moving over to one side, whatever side feels best. Rest here for a few breaths, noticing sensation, being right here for yourself. Coming up to a seated position. And taking this moment to scan your body. Notice sensation. Xander. Sorry, honey. Noticing the inner aliveness. And then taking a moment to remind yourself of that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. Wouldn't be right to have a video without Xander. I'm going to complete with a chant and a namaste. Let's see what spontaneous chant arises within me. Hote o ke te handa seya hote ke hane te ha seya honde ke ya honde seya te onde ane ha seya honde ate kunde maya seya honde ate ke seya honde hote kunde seya honde ate ke Seya onde ate, sunde onde ate ke. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for being here. I am Grace. You can go to ecstaticyoga.studio or One World Studio to find out more information about our yoga teacher trainings and retreats. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.